Yeah, dog, Thomas G here once again with another cryptocurrency video for you guys. Welcome to Wreck the Riches. Don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment, and always remember I'm not a financial advisor. For damn sure not a professional. This is cryptocurrency. You could lose it all. And don't ever allow a social media influencer on any social media platform out there to influence you when it comes to cryptocurrency. It's important to do your own research. These things fail and scams happen all the time. So do your own research. All right. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, guys. We'll be covering a tweet. We'll always talk about Twitter. I called it Twitter. Follow me on X. The link will be in the description. And also, for the price of inflation today, for the price of just a cup of coffee, it's $20 entry fee into my private R2R community group, where I'm in the building phase right now, building it and bringing in developers from different projects to come in and just fine tune that group to prepare you guys for the bull market. You guys know that once I catch fire, and I can't miss. So if you want to be a part of that building phase of that Telegram, where you had 200 people, $20 to get in, message me on Telegram. The link will be in the description as well, and in the pinned messages. So we're gonna do another. Look at guys. This was yesterday's video, April 18th, 2024, the Pulsechain Market recap. We're gonna do another one of those, but I want to increase the views. Okay. We had 338 views yesterday, 52 likes. Let's get that to 100 likes and 600 views. Let's get it to 1,000 views. The way you can do that is go in here once I post it on my X account, retweet it, get the word out there that we got video content going. Now to the market. Listen, guys, I was in my group last night posting about the parabolic move that we had, where it was like this bing, God green candle happened last night from the price of Bitcoin. Now, there's a whole lot of things that are going on right now in the markets today. So when we look at the stock market, right? The stock market is, the S&P 500, the Dow 30, the NASDAQ, and the Russell 2000s. Then we got oil and gold. But war right now is, it's imminent, right? There's Iran and Israel, that entire confrontation going on. Iran's got, nukes. Israel's not backing down. The U.S. has obligations to help one side versus the other. It's going to really trickle down all the way to the markets. And what usually goes up when war breaks out? Gold and silver. So gold today, 9.9% in the green. Oil going up as well. We all know why oil would be going up at a time like this, especially with these interactions between Iran and Israel. And we're almost going to break through out of World War III. This could be the World War III that finally is here. That was inevitable to happen at some point during our lifetime. So the market, below 5,000 points in the S&P 500, it's a pretty big deal. That's minus 22.69 points, 0.45% in the red. In crypto, that's nothing. In the stock market, that's a big deal. But what has been a big deal is Bitcoin and its volatility. The halving is going to happen in the next several hours here, right? It's going to become more difficult as far as the mining block rewards for Bitcoin. And Bitcoin shot up drastically last night, but everything as far as these charts did too. Once Bitcoin shot from its big drop, and we're looking at Pulse right here, Bitcoin did this and then went boop. That's what it did last night. Pulsechain mimicked the same behavior at the same time. Pulsex as well. Boop, went down, boop, back up. Weird, right? And then you have Hex did the same thing. Now, when we're looking at Hex, it made it a pretty, what I'd call a pretty parabolic move here, especially to change the sentiment as far as Hex, because Hex has been, 98% down from the all-time high, and it's been rather low. Look at, if you're looking at buying Hex, which I bought here the past, week or so, you're buying Hex below 0.008, and it went all the way above a penny. Now it is roughly above a penny still, but we were at 0.012 cents, 0.012 cents, right? And I look at the ratios, right? So you're on the Pulsechain ecosystem. Now, when you want to collect more pulse, you're going to trade the ratios. You know, the US dollar value doesn't mean anything to someone like myself who just wants more pulse ultimately. So the ratio has climbed drastically. You can see it's 131.844 pulse right now is where the ratio is at. Days ago, where you could have bought under 0.008, the ratio was 100.85. Well, peaked up at 145. People caught this trade out down here and got a lot more pulse coming out than they did coming in, right? And that's the idea, to increase your positions. Now we're sitting at 131.844, and we'll get back to that in a minute. Then you got the OG hex, Ethereum hex, which is a very important aspect of the entire ecosystem if you personally want to get my opinion, not financial advice, but I don't think this whole ecosystem is going to have the success that we want unless eHex pairs up with Hex. And I'll talk about that and really as much as I possibly can to let you guys know, like, I think eHex will succeed. So when I feel that that's necessary and that it has to be done, I got to buy it, because if eHex succeeds, then we're here at the really bottom of the pit here, buying eHex at the very, very, very bottom of the barrel, bottom of the pit, bottom of the well, at the deep, deep sea levels of the ocean that no man's gone before. That's where eHex is. So that, to me, if the overall ecosystem after the Bitcoin halving, because I still think right now possibly we are having the suckers rally. I'll explain that in a second. Deep ocean waters right now. If we make a parabolic move in the overall Pulsechain ecosystem, it's going to pull eHex. And I don't think eHex is far from dead and will never be dead. And that's more X's I would get out of buying eHex, which is 0.001753 versus Hex now over a penny. And what happens in these green candles here, right? I'll tell you what happens. Mistakes get made. I'm one of them. I am guilty as charged, okay? We'll go back to the pulse chart here. And Richard Hart tweeted about PDI the other day. His first tweet about PDI came out talking about how many X's it went out. I hopped right out of bed with my sleep apnea mask still connected and everything, ripped off my face, ran straight to the computer, machine blowing loud, still on. I just checked my phone. I saw I go, PDI is gonna go to the moon. Chased the green candle, bam, everyone started selling, got wrecked, lost 20 grand. Just like that. And I was like, man, this all happened in 30 minutes? Why did I wake up to this? I woke up to a nightmare. That's like the fastest $20,000 I've lost since like maybe 4 years ago. And I've been doing this for a while. That was very fast. So, you know, that's okay. Never invest more than what you can afford to lose. It's not going to make or break me. But I was like, man, why did I do that? Should have just kept my positions of where it was. And, you know, a lot of the times that is a mistake I had to learn. But even though I've learned that mistake and I've gotten better about it, don't often do that, I still did it based off a Richard Hart tweet. And Richard Hart tweets just so happen to have a history lately of wrecking people. So he's posting the charts about Hex. I saw a lot of people sell a lot of assets to get into Hex yesterday during this big move right here, right? And you see a correction, which is reasonable. But if we are in a sucker's rally, Bitcoin's taking off right now, I do suspect that a lot of people are in that position with Bitcoin that are like me the other night that chased the green candle of excitement. And a lot of them are not seasoned like myself. So if a seasoned vet like myself still from time to time makes a mistake like that, think about a lot of the new money, even if it's smart investors, even if it's the big players out there, they're not as seasoned as even myself and would still make that mistake of buying before the halving. They're looking at the countdown thinking we got 7 hours left until the Bitcoin halving before it goes crazy. This is going to, Bitcoin's going to be more difficult, more scarce. This is going to be like the move. where I still believe the cycles are going to play out and it's going to be very volatile, and it could drop to, $55,000, $50,000 Bitcoin after today, and then do what they call a shakeout, whatever you want to call it. The survivors will be the strong. The strong will survive, and then the weak hands will shake out and sell their positions at a cheaper price. Did Pulsechain last night, the ecosystem, front run the suckers rally that we're seeing? Did it front run the rest of the market, and people started to buy the Pulsechain assets thinking we're going to take off before the halving? Because I think once the countdown happens, it's going to be less exciting than the ball drop on New Year's. A lot more crickets, believe me. In the crypto space, crickets will happen at that point. I think a lot of new investors are going to think we're going to go right to 70,000, 80,000, 100,000. That's the sentiment and the hype. That is all over Twitter. And I don't believe that people that do charts, I will look at charts on this channel, but I'm not going to be some chart analyst and say, oh, we're bottom out here and we're at the 200-day moving average. No, I'm looking here. All this movement that you see in live is all human emotion. All right. This is thousands of human beings investing in and out of the same assets that are the same people out there in the world that are distributing all those emotions throughout not only the market, but just in society and social media, social networks that are, clinging on to what celebrities that are doing, that are getting scared because of what's going on with the war and getting scared about inflation and overreacting about this and that. This is all human emotion and what people are willing, what human beings are willing to pay for a particular asset like Bitcoin at every given second and every moment of the day. And I think once they realize, once the timer is up, that we have not went bing to 70,000, if that doesn't happen, there's going to be a big sell-off. There's going to be a big disappointment. You're not getting the climax at the end of the timer, and I think Pulsechain possibly did front run that. So I'm going to continue to be in stables and thinking this will be a big correction. Possibly the suckers rally across the board and Pulsechain front ran it. Bitcoin, I am not a financial advisor. I only speculate, but I do think we could hit down below 60,000 pretty easily. Between $50,000 to $50,000 Bitcoin, I don't see it going below 50,000. If it did, great. Then if you are positioned in stables like myself, you'll see the opportunity clear across the board to get into your favorite assets at a cheaper price, because the move after the halving, and I'm talking within 30 to 60 days after the halving takes place, which takes place several hours from now, I think that we will start a huge bull run. So it's not going to happen at the end of the timer. I know a lot of people, because I've talked to a lot of new investors, are thinking like, bro, I woke up, I'm getting the text messages, I woke up and I bought Bitcoin before the halving. I'm like, no, bro, buy it after the halving. There's too much emotion right now, emotions involved, right? This is like, traders are like the most emotional people in the world, and that's the emotion I felt the other day from the Richard Hart tweet, and I got wrecked. That's where I'm connecting the story. You hear me out? So listen, with war and the S&P 500 going down, Bitcoin is directly correlated with the stock market. So stock market, where that's at, interest rates, everything is going to affect the price of Bitcoin. But at the same time, war is very profitable. And war, people being scared about war is why gold is going up. Well, the digital asset we have is Bitcoin, which is known as the digital gold. Ethereum would be the digital silver, the second to that. So this is interesting. Bitcoin halving and war all in the same week. Okay, all in the same week, where one could offset the other, or they can have an equal balance, right? And we have some sideways action with just a minor dip, like I think 50,000 to 55,000 seems reasonable, or we stay where we're at. Then we start to move. But Bitcoin is going to be a hot commodity if all hell breaks loose and people start bombing each other left and right and other countries start to fight. Bitcoin is going to be an asset that's going to probably 2 to 3x its price fairly easily. That's without war. That's without war. With it, may put us to where I think Richard Hart even said $220,000 Bitcoin. So you got to see the bigger picture, see the emotions of what people are going to go through when all this starts to happen. And then later today, ask yourself, did I do things the right way? Because you're going to learn this lesson once. I'm either right about what I'm saying, like I said, not financial advice, or I'm wrong. And the next time I'll have this opportunity to learn from what I'm thinking now to do it correctly next time. And the next environment will be 4 years from now, the next halving. So you get to learn this lesson every 4 years. But do you get to learn this lesson in this same exact environment with war and then Pulsechain being a year old with the 52-week shakeout period that the founder believes in happening mid next month? Yeah, there's gonna be a lot of opportunity. So I'm definitely not chasing the green candle here. I'm not chasing the green candle here. I'm not chasing the green candle here. I'm trading it to have more stable position and then to accumulate tokens. So some wallets are accumulating a higher stable position to trade, and then other wallets are accumulating more Pulse and PulseX. They all have a different job. And then I got my 2 wallets that are getting super wrecked that are feeding my gambling addiction, and they're getting wrecked. Traders get wrecked. That's the truth. I'll make money some days, and then I'll lose more than I made, and then I'll make more than I lost, and then next thing you know, you're up $5, and you're like that guy on the freeway who passed everybody at 100 miles per hour while you're going 65, and you're all at the stoplight at the end of the road, looking at each other like, now we're here, and you just cut me off, you jerk. 2 miles back, and we're at the light. Awkward. I am waiting for the Solid X dip, though. I've been trading this as best as I can. This is my top project right now in the Pulsechain ecosystem. So this is like a trader's dream right here. If you got the time and can put the effort, I'm really excited about this project to go back to not only all-time highs, but to give me the opportunity to position myself to have more money from trading and have more tokens from trading. Like I said, every wallet has a different job and a different position. But this one right here has been like really good to me. And like I said, this fell on my desk at about $5. So you look at the chart, you've seen that. Now the emotions of the market right now, we'll see what happens. I think everybody outside of PulseX, Hex are kind of waiting to see what happens today. But watch. Look at this. This is just such a big dip down. Then you'll see ding. Look at the emotions of human beings. It's crazy. So what are they going to feel at the end of the road here, several hours from now, when this is not like, hey guys, you bought me at 63 and now I'm here at 68. We're going to 75. Big disappointment, because people naturally want instant gratification. Instant. They don't have delayed gratification. It's not built in us, right? Time is too important because time is money, and everybody wants money, and everyone gets emotional when they lose money, and they get very emotional and happy when they make money. But when they lose, you got to think of the thousands of investors, all these emotions in this pot, in this investment, and what type of dip that could create or what type of pump. And I'm looking at, from my 4-year cycle experience and what I've learned, that there's going to be a big emotional sell-off at the end of today. But we'll see. And that's the Pulsechain Market recap. Covered a lot of Bitcoin as well, but like I said, the stock market and Bitcoin have a lot to do with what's happening on Pulsechain. We have not detached from that as of yet. Now, if we peg the PRC20s like P-Wrap Bitcoin and P-Dine, then that's a different conversation, but we'll see. So don't forget to smash the like button, drop a comment. Until next time, make sure you repost this on X. And if you want to buy me a coffee, you'll get into my group. Till next time, we'll do it again. Yeah, dog.